So now I'd like to show you how I use Google Drive to share documents with my students. If you don't know already, you can easily toggle between different Google apps. Going to this icon here, the upper right hand corner, when you click on it, it'll show you all of the Google apps that you can use. We're going to go to Drive. Click that and it'll open up my Drive folder. Big fan of organization, as most teachers are. The way that I organize my documents is I have here folders somewhat organized with the different classes that I teach. I'll focus on Biotechnology 1. I have a folder for the class, so within that class folder I have folders for the different units. So that way I can organize all of my material in one. I recommend that you do that, and I'll show you how to make folders. So you're in your Drive, you go to the New button, and you're going to make a new folder. Click on it, and to make our new folder, test. So let's say that's a new class that you're teaching, and within that folder you can make more folders, as many as you want. So I like to share the unit folders with my students. So if you click on the folder and right click on it, it'll open up these options for you. You can also click on the folder, and this plus and the person icon will allow you to share that folder. So I'll share the folder, and this is where that group feature comes in nicely. I put my group of students here. One important note is if I'm sharing with my students, I change this Can Edit function to Can View. So you just click on the drop-down menu and select Can View. This way they can't alter any of the material that I am giving them. You can add a note to these students if you like. This is the folder for our next unit, and then you hit send, and it will send it to them. You can also share from the document. So I'll take this moment to show you how to make a new document. Very straightforward. Again, hit that bright red New button. Click that. Docs is just like Microsoft Office. Sheets is like Excel. Slides is like PowerPoint. And we'll get to more later. So open up a Docs. And within this document, I can hit the Share button. You have to title it before you share it, and then you can share it with your group. Again, remember to change that function. Per document, you can also give a Can Comment option where the students could put comments on the document. It doesn't permanently change the document. I recommend for what you put out to your students, just put as Can View, so that way they're not altering that document at all and messing that up for you. I show my students how to add documents that I've shared with them, how they can add it to their personal Google Drive, so that way they always have a copy of that document. I recommend that if you work with a co-teacher and you're collaborating on curriculum, you also add it to your Drive. It just makes it a lot easier to find that file when you're ready to use it. So I've made myself a test document. This is what it would look like when you share your documents with your students. They'll open it in Docs. It's a very exciting document here. And you'll see this icon up here that says Add to My Drive. So you can click on that, and it automatically adds it to your Drive, just into the general folder. If you'd like to organize it, you click the Organize button and put it into a particular folder that you want it to go. You may also find that in your Drive, there's the Shared With Me option. And if you click there, you can see all of my students sharing their different projects with me. And let's say I wanted to take Lacey's project on neuromyelitis optica and save that to my Drive. Here I can also add that to my Drive with this Drive icon with the plus sign. So there are multiple ways to add that to your Drive. It just makes it a lot easier to find. However, you can always search your Drive, which I often do, based on usernames. If I want to find everything that Lacey has done for me, this is how I would find that. What's really nice about this feature is that the sharing is live. And what I mean by that is if I go into my freshman class, and this is up here forever, so next year I don't have to upload everything again, I just have to share it with my new crop of students. But let's say in my experimental design folder, I wanted to update one of my PowerPoints, like we always want to do. We always are tweaking what we teach. So you would open up the file, and any changes that I make to this PowerPoint are live and automatic. So the students that I've already shared it with, they'll get the updated version, and the new students will also get the updated version. Another nice feature of Google Drive is that all of the documents are saved automatically. So there's really very little chance of lost work. So to show in this test document here, as I type this sentence, you can see in this corner here, it had saving ... and it says all changes saved in Drive. And if you toggle over, it says every change you make is automatically saved in Drive, and it also shows you when your last edit was. So no chance of losing work as you go. The other cool thing about Google Drive is that, say you already have lots of things that you have made and they're saved in your folder, you can upload any document to Google Drive by, again, hitting that New button and going to File, Upload, and it'll ask you to choose a file, hit Open, it'll upload it for you. I do recommend that you make it so that any files that are uploaded to Google Drive are automatically converted to Google Drive documents rather than the Microsoft Office document. There's sometimes a little bit of lost in translation when that you keep it as an Office document in Drive. And there's sometimes some issues with sharing or saving. So I highly recommend, I found it to be really useful to just have it be converted to a Google Drive document. The way that you can make that automatically happen is go to Settings, the little gear, click on that, click on Settings, and then here where it says Convert Uploads, make sure that box is checked. So convert any uploaded files to your Google Docs editor format. Okay. And that's the basics of how I use Google Drive to share my documents with my students.